And hey, my incredible soul family. My name is Jen, and this is my incredible soul sister, Eleni. And we are here we've just created a brand new platform called Higher Self Mastery, where we help you to connect with your higher self, connect with source, and also rediscover the true person you're meant to be, rediscover what your true soul is. That is our purpose here. And we are really excited to be bringing the topic to you today, where we're going to talk about letting go and trusting in the divine to bring everything to you that you're looking for, and also to get through those challenging times that we often go through in life. But first, let me introduce my incredible soul sister, Eleni. Hey, sweetie, how are you going?
Hey, so happy to be here, Jen. I think that this space, this container we're creating here, the higher self mastery, is so needed. We hear about the high self, and not everyone is as versed. You hear of its importance. You know that you should be meditating. You know that that's where the intuition gets cultivated. But where do you start? So creating a space, a comfortable, safe space to really hit all the ins and outs. I'm just so honored. It is my divine privilege to be part of this. So thank you for including me.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, since we first met, we just had a connection, which we knew that we were wanting to bring this message to people, because let's face it, we go through life, and I've been through some very challenging situations over the last few years, but we go through life and we begin to recognize that what we've gone through has actually been one step towards our ascension, towards our evolvement as a spiritual being. And it can be tough, and it can be difficult, and we can struggle sometimes. But if we open up and we trust, and we just trust that the divine has an ultimate plan for us and knows exactly what the next path is, then it brings that level of peace. And I felt this recently. It was just that level of peace where you just went, you know what? I'm just surrendering. I'm just surrendering to the universe, and I'm just going, just bring it to me.
Like yours, right? I mean, and really, Jen, to kind of jump in on what you're talking about right now, like we talk about things can feel challenging, things can feel painful. Whose story is this? We get to decide what meaning we give any situation. It's challenging if we label it challenging. I mean, you can use words that have almost a negative attachment, like challenging, struggle, or you could say, you know what, this was an opportunity for me to grow. This was a situation opportunity. One of my favorite affirmations when something shows up, I just taught my daughter and her little friends this morning. These are springboards for my good. Obstacles are springboards to my good. Because sometimes things don't make sense when they're happening. You're getting vibrational return. There are opportunities to look at what am I putting out in the world? What am I attracting? Look at what I've created. It's also a time to celebrate. Look at what I've created. How can I recreate? How can I give this a new meaning? How can I shift in what the energy I'm putting out to attract things that are more aligned with who I am? Because when something feels not good, it's not aligned with the truth of who you are.
Exactly. And that's what I started to really look into, is when something happens, be grateful for the lessons, or however you want to put it, the opportunity, as Eleni said, the opportunity for us to grow, the opportunity for us to actually hear something. If we connect to that higher self and we connect to source, then we get the messages that they're trying to send to us. And we've got a lot of things. In order for us to be able to grow, we have to go through things. And like Eleni said, you figure out what you want your story to be. Can you look at it as, oh, this was the worst thing in the world for me to go through? Or can you look at it as, why was this put in my path? What am I to learn from it? And how can I grow as an individual by going through that? And I'll tell you what, I've had to really, as a lot of people have in 2022, we've had to let go of a lot of relationships. And we've had to, because the world in itself is starting to ascend on a much greater on a much greater speed, we're having to let go of those relationships that are not serving us anymore. But you've got to remember that every relationship that's in our life is there for a purpose. And so we can go, okay, so what was the purpose? Why was this person in my life? And I'll tell you what, the people that were the most challenging for me, I'm the most grateful for, because these were the people that allowed me to power up and be the best version of myself, and move out of codependency and that sort of thing into this powered up person that I feel that I am now. And so, but that doesn't happen until you can trust that it's happening for a reason. And you can trust that on the other side, because you have to remember that things don't last forever. So there's always ups and downs. And so things don't last forever. So even those learning moments, there's going to be something way better on the other side.
Right. Again, opportunity. And that was actually sparked in me by a conversation I had with another soul sister, Amanda Monier, the other day about, everything really is an opportunity. But one of the things that we create here in the higher self mastery is understanding of the universal laws, right? So, Jen, when people understand the law of correspondence, as the within, so the without, if stuff is showing up in your external world that that's displeasing to you, it's time for some self-love. It's time to just,
absolutely.
I'm unmoved by appearances, therefore appearances move, and focus inward, focus on yourself. Well, we talk about that, trusting that everything is for a purpose. It's, for me, Jen, it's like really every day cultivating and connecting to what is my source. I call my source God.
Yeah.
So what is God? Love, peace, harmony, abundance, health, energy. That's what God is to me. So anything else, anything contrary, it just can't be my truth, because I'm an extension of this energy. So I will have these conversations, and I urge anyone who's in a place of feeling worried or fear or anger at life situations, like with your higher power, however you label it. Like for me, I'm like, God, I know you want me to be prosperous, or God, I know you want me to have harmony and peace, because that is of you. What am I learning here? But God wants you to have all those things that delight your soul. So how can you open that space to have those conversations with yourself in the quiet and let the divine speak to you? That's where that trust comes. Because when that that's what your higher power wants for you, well, then there's no obstruction. There's nothing in the world that can delay that. There's nothing in the world that can stop that if you keep your attention on that power.
Yeah, and I think that we've just gotten so wrapped up in worrying about what's happening outside of ourselves, and worrying about what's happening in this world, and what's happening with the person next door, and that sort of thing. We don't actually go inside and figure out. The last few years has been a real life-changing time where I've really reflected a lot. And if something is affecting me externally, I look at myself and I go, okay, one, send yourself that self-love and give yourself a break, and know that, we are human, and we do have egos, and we do have that part of us that is trying to protect us, but also recognize that we do have shadow sides that we need to deal with. We do have our inner child that we need to deal with. I had flashbacks come back from childhood that I didn't even realize were there. And through doing that inner work, you can start to go, wow, that has really pieced everything together as to why I responded like that.
Why does that bother me? That's like that. Why does this bother me? Why does this bother me? If Susie next door is, doing this or that, why does that bother me? And it creates the space for that deeper reflection. So Susie next door just opened a portal within you for deeper self-exploration. Thank you. Something to be praised. Praise the challenges as the opportunity that they are. Wow, I get to grow and expand from this. I get to understand myself a little bit more. Thank you, Susie. Send her some flowers.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I say those that challenge us the most are the greatest teachers. They're the ones that are going to open us up to being to rediscovering what our true soul purpose is, rediscovering why we were put here and what we want to achieve in this life. And to do that, we need to deal with all of the things that are blocking us. And we need to pull back from worrying so much about the external environment that we're in, and recognizing the external environment we are creating. And we're creating it based on what our internal environment is telling us, as to what our belief systems are, as to what our faith is, as to what our values are. This is stuff we have to work on. What are our shadow sides? How did we grow up? What happened in our childhood that maybe is blocking you now from the abundance that you're looking for, from the health that you're looking for? Because like Eleni said, we are all extensions of God. That's it. We're all extensions of Source. And so we're entitled to all the best in life, but we block ourselves because we don't have that trust. And we worry so much about what's going on outside of ourselves.
Let me jump in. There's a big old ugly pimple called unworthiness. A lot of us don't feel ourselves worthy of these desires, but that all comes from doing that shadow work. That all comes from doing that inner child work. Because if you're an extension of God, how could you not be worthy? So and Jen, things that I think that you are so well versed in, which is just a massive transformation tool, is eliminating the concept of duality. To really understand what it means to be an extension of Source does not mean that it's outside of you. It means it's flowing to you and through you at all times, that you have access to this unlimited power. You know, and some tap into it with ease, and those are those people who you see thriving in their lives. And how can you cultivate that for yourself? Just keep looking at where it's working already in your life, and trust that the more you recognize it, the more you celebrate, the more you bask in that energy, the more funnel of an expansion you allow for that stream to go through you. Now, are you getting a trickle?
Exactly.
Yep.
So it's about letting go. It's about letting go of our preconceived notions as to how things are supposed to be. It's about letting go of our expectations. It's about just knowing that everything that we desire is available to us because we are extensions. It's about trusting and just knowing that everything that we go through is a stepping stone to the next thing that's on the agenda. So because Source knows what's coming next, we don't, because it's unless we are connected, so connected to our higher self, that we can hear those messages, because this is something that we struggle with. It's like, well, our minds are so busy, how do we stop for a minute and hear the messages that our higher self is trying to tell us? And because when you do that, your higher self will stop you and it'll say, okay, that's not where you're wanting to go. Let's move on to the next thing. Let's go down this path. And you start to hear those messages. You start to get what Eleni and I call downloads, where you start to get all those incredible messages and inspiration and excitement and joy and all of that makes our life so incredible. But that takes you just letting go. That takes you just going, look, I surrender. And you know, when I actually messaged you, Eleni, and I said, how about we do something on letting go and trusting in the divine? I thought, I'll go and because I like to read books and just try and get inspiration from my books. And so I just randomly picked a book out of the bookcase. And what was the title of that book? Letting Go and Surrendering. Now, if that's not a message, I don't know what is, because that was supposed to be something that we were going to talk about tonight. And the divine just says, here you go. This is something that you need to read right now. And no matter how long you've been in the spirituality and you've been ascending and stuff, it's always so good to read this incredible content that people put out there that can help you, that can really help you to figure out. And Eleni and I are actually really excited because we've got this brand new thing that we've got called the Meditation Mastery. And this is where we're actually going to be doing some live meditations for everybody out there that's interested. And our first one, which we would love you to attend, is actually going to be on the next new moon. Now, we're going to, try to do at least one new moon and or full moon every month so that we can help you with your intention setting. We can help you to get this ritual going, that you can start to really utilize the energies of the moon, because it's incredible. And then we're going to start doing some meditations to help you to grow, to move to that next level, to ascend.
Yeah, because you know what? Let's talk about meditation for a second. We would talk about letting go, and meditation is that quiet time to really connect to the divine. When I first started meditating, I'd already been in the healing space for over 15 years, crystal worker, Reiki practice. I never really cultivated a meditation practice. It seemed like this thing that I didn't understand. People were sitting in lotus position for 45 minutes chanting Om. It didn't seem of anything of interest to me. But then when I really started to learn more about meditation, it was just sitting there and being quiet. And there's all kinds of meditations. And that's why Jen and I are launching this to share with you guys. You can connect with angels. You can visualize. You can manifest. You can just sit in the silence. It's about just starting to be comfortable with quieting the ego mind, the human mind, and relaxing. Feeling that ease and that relief, that's when you can receive more messages. But we're going to take you guys through so many different meditations in this series. It is sure to be just a high vibrational transformation for so many people. I'm very, very passionate about this because I had a conception about meditation, what it was and what it could do for my life. And it has literally changed my life. Literally.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I don't know where I'd be without it now. Once you get into that and you can, and it's not just about sitting down in lotus position and meditating for half an hour. It's about being present in everyday life. It's about being in that space of meditation all throughout the day. That place where you can be doing the task that you dislike the most and still be in a place of peace. And this is what we want to start to teach you guys. This is what we want to start to help you with. We're going to help you to let go. We're going to help you to trust and to understand that once you can get to that place of meditation, that place of silencing the mind, that place of peace, anything is possible. If you're wanting to manifest, then trusting is so incredibly important. It really is.
And that's where most people, they begin to try to wonder how or worry or, when. It's about understanding that you are a powerful creator. If an idea came into your mind that felt good, God wants you to have it. So be the idea playfully in your visualization and let it go and let it come to you. When you worry about it, you're sending out a vibration that says to the universe, I don't have this. That vibration will keep it blocked. It's just really about being playful and understanding that you are here to create. There is nothing too big, nothing too wonderful to have happen. There is no delay, no limit, no obstruction to the good you can receive. But that's that big component of manifesting where I really feel people get tripped up. Is they start to wonder how, and then they start to micromanage how the universe should bring it. Let all that go. Let the universe surprise and delight you. That's one of my favorite things. Yeah.
And that's what surrendering's about. And it's about one of the most exciting parts of doing this is that whole letting go and just going, it can come in the most miraculous way. And we don't even know how it's going to happen. It's just, we could just be walking out the street, as has happened to me, and you look down, there's $100 note sitting on the path. It can happen in the most miraculous ways when you just let go.
It can.
And you just trust.
Yeah, what God has done for others, he can do for you and more. Don't forget that, because I think what really helps to tap into that miracle vibe, you're right. Miracles happen. Miracles are normal. You should expect miracles, but look for them everywhere. I mean, your physical vessel is a miracle. Your body is a miracle, but miracles are happening. Get online and Google, just for giggles, miracles, health miracles, money
YouTube,
miracles.
get on YouTube.
Yeah,
They're
people are
everywhere.
experiencing right now, Jen, as we're filming in this moment, someone is experiencing a miracle. Magic money is showing up in their life. A mortgage is getting paid that someone just kind of let go and said, hey, God, I know you want me to pay my mortgage. I don't know how it's going to happen. Something amazing happened, right? Somebody's birthing a baby that they were never supposed to be able to conceive. Somewhere right now in this minute is a miracle. And when we take our attention to that and away from all the darkness that's pushed upon us to call our attention to, keep your attention on the high and you'll be in the high. You're part
absolutely
of now. Absolutely.
Yeah,
right.
Totally.
Yeah.
So we are super excited about that. And at the Super Conscious Success Academy, there is Eleni and I have actually done a couple of workshops which I've converted to courses there. Go across if you want to learn more about your higher self and how you can start to connect. We do have a higher self micro course in there. Go ahead there. It's for the month of January. It's going to cost you $7. Seriously, that's what it's going to cost you for this particular course for the month of January, because it's all 50% off. So head across, see if there's anything that interests you. There's courses on money mindset, all sorts of different things. Head across. But otherwise, Eleni, we're going to be trying to make this a weekly thing so we can inspire you guys as part of our higher self-mastery program and brand.
Friends, if you're watching, you're tuning in, what do you want to learn about? What about the high self maybe intimidating to you? What about meditation maybe feels scary to you that we can address when we do these live meditations? What do you want to learn more about? Are you interested in learning about channeling? Are you interested in learning about inner child work? Are you what do you guys want? So you've got two brains here to pick, and it's a pleasure. And just really gives me deep fulfillment. There's no silly question. The only silly question is the one you don't. So please,
exactly. And I'm just setting up the High Self Mastery Facebook group. Head across there. If you've got any questions, if you want Eleni and I to do a live on a specific topic, then we are so open, as Eleni said. So go into the group, ask the question, and we'll answer your questions. We might even do a Q&A session that you guys can come to and just ask us something.
Fun. I love that.
That would be so fun.
On the spot. I love that. Pulling the trigger in.
Well, our higher self's always downloading, so it's all good.
Always. We stay flow state, ease and flow. Remember, if you're feeling, what I like to label as swirly or in any kind of way, anxious, worried, sad, or afraid, it's really the one thing you need to live. The one supply you need is air. And you take that deep breath. You exhale and you have relief, right? He made it that easy. Our creator, God, source, however you want to call, made it that easy for you to feel that relief. Take those deep breaths. That's why meditation is so powerful. Take that deep breath. I don't see anybody freaking out about the air supply, so just don't freak out. Air for today, you can trust that everything else is going to be there too, right? So take those breaths with light and love. And
until next time, start meditating, start connecting. Okay, love yous all. Bye.
Love you. Oh, that was lovely. Don't you think that was wonderful?
Oh, yep. Hold on.